Swami Sarvapriyananda ji Maharaj explained how Sri Ramakrishna Deva showed a deep connection between natural calamities and everyday life. These cyclones from outside sometimes come and go and destroy our precious time and life. Over time, people learn to turn around again. But the cyclone that is constantly raging in a hidden corner of the mind and is increasing with time is kept hidden within, so as not to be at the mercy of outsiders, and hence we remain silent. Hello friends, I am Nandita Chaudhuri and you are watching ITSMOONNEEL. Stay tuned, stay enlightened. Sri Ramakrishna Deva showed a deep connection between natural disasters and everyday life. He said that just as natural calamities come suddenly in our outer world and cause havoc, similarly, mental calamities can come suddenly in our inner world, like anger, greed, infatuation, etc. These calamities hinder our spiritual progress. He used real-life examples to illustrate that just as a farmer works hard to cultivate his land, but suddenly a flood destroys all his crops, similarly, a sadhaka, that is, a saint, works hard in his spiritual pursuits, but suddenly becomes weak in mind. It can spoil the pursuit. So, Sri Ramakrishna Deva always advised the saints to be aware of the weaknesses of the mind and be ever alert to overcome them. These teachings are very important in our life because they teach us that, be it external natural calamities or mental calamities within, we should always be prepared and acquire the right attitude and self-control to overcome them. Sri Ramakrishna Deva said that the tumult of life is a hindrance to our spiritual pursuit. He gave an example to illustrate that just as a sailor falls into a storm at the sea and his boat sinks, so a saint falls into the storms of life and his spiritual pursuit go astray. But just as a skillful sailor can steer his boat through the storm, so a saint with determination and self-control can overcome the storms of life and move towards spiritual progress. By this example, Sri Ramakrishna Deva teaches us that we should not lose confidence and self-control in difficult times of life. Rather, we should become more determined and persevere towards our spiritual goals. These lessons are very important in our life because they show us that, be it in the storms of life or the emotional calamities of the heart, we should always be prepared and acquire the right attitude and self-control to overcome them. Sri Ramakrishna Deva often said that every problem and obstacle in life is a lesson in our spiritual progress. He explained that life's problems increase our inner strength and endurance. Just as the more a tree sways in the storm, the deeper its roots grow. So, obstacles in a man's life increase his spiritual strength and depth of pursuit. Suppose a man loses his job. It is a big problem and like a big storm in his life. But this problem gives him an opportunity to learn something new and discover his inner strength. Perhaps during this time, he will become more self-reliant, learn new skills, or gain the courage to work on his true interests. According to Sri Ramakrishna Deva's teachings, such problems and obstacles are a test on our path of spiritual life. These make us more firm and determined in our pursuit. He used to say that we should see these problems as an opportunity and use them for our spiritual growth. These lessons are very important in our life because they show us that, be it the storms of life or the emotional calamities of the heart, we should always be prepared and acquire the right attitude and self-control to overcome them.